Hello, hello, beautiful souls. It is Anna T. Brooks, your soul purpose activator, and welcome to this week's weekly on energy oracle card reading for this week, the 24th to the 30th of June, 2024. We are in the final week of June. This feels like something, this feels exciting. Let me know how you're feeling. Say hello if you're jumping on, whether you're watching this live or even recorded on Facebook or on YouTube. Please do say hello. Let me know how you're feeling, what the vibe is for this week that you're already sensing. And of course, drop in any comments as we go along of how you're finding the reading. And if this is resonating with you, I always love to hear how you are experiencing everything. So without further ado, let's jump in. Let's dive into this weekly oracle card reading. I always like to start with just a little bit of insight, I guess, from myself and from what I'm feeling with the collective energy and what's coming up. So we have had a full moon at the end of last week, so the energy is sort of starting to dissipate a little bit now. But I'll be honest, I am intuitively feeling like there is actually a lot of fresh energy this week. Like there is actually a lot of change and kind of potential for making some big moves this week. I'm not feeling as much of that sort of full moon come down energy as usual, and I think it's got to do with kind of the other energies that are going on, but that's what I'm feeling. I feel like this week there is a lot of room for change, a lot of room for new, and there's kind of this instinct and this insight to want to go do something fresh, just kind of break out of the norm a little bit. So I'd be curious to hear if you're feeling this as well. Do let me know. But yeah, let's jump in and see what the cards have to say. So as always, I'll be using the Work Your Light Oracle card deck by Rebecca Campbell. This is my absolute favorite for these readings. So I pull 3 cards from this deck, and this is a mind, body, and soul reading for the week. So the mind is more of the conscious energies, things you're going to be thinking about this week, things that are going to be coming up that you're aware of. The body is more of the physical, so what you might be going on in your physical world, in terms of circumstances, people around you, what you're actually tangibly dealing with. And then soul is more of that underlying kind of subconscious energies, the things that are going on behind the scenes this week that if you don't pay attention, you can miss, but that are influencing you regardless. So we're going to dive into that. And then at the end of the reading this week for my bonus cards, I'm going to be using the Moonology Messages Oracle deck by Yasmin, Boland, and I'm going to be pulling 3 cards from that deck, and you'll get to tune in and see which one feels most attuned for you. You get to pick one out of the 3 cards before I reveal what they are, and there'll be an extra message in there for you as well. So let's dive in. Let's get started. Again, using the Work Your Light Oracle card deck here by Rebecca Campbell. I've already pre-shuffled the cards quite significantly. There's a lot of energy. They're kind of very much bouncing around this week. So I can't wait to see what comes out. Let's tune in for this week, 24th to 30th of June, 2024. Final week of June, final week of this half of the year. We're officially going to start entering into July, into the second half of 2024. So let's see what we have here. So mind for this week. What is coming through for the mind for this week? Whoop, there it goes. Okay, that's sneaking out. Okay, body. What is coming through for the body this week? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. What is coming through for the body? Whoop, there it goes. Okay, that one wanted to fly out. And soul. Let's see what's coming through for the soul this week. Show me clearly. Show me clearly. Show me clearly. What is the soul energy? There it is. Okay, we've got our 3 cards. They all wanted to fly out, some more than others. Okay, let's dive in. So card number 1 for the mind this week. What do we have? Ooh, okay, the ever unfolding rose. The ever unfolding rose. And underneath it says, cracked open, it's happening for you, not to you. Now this is one of only 4 cards in a particular section of this deck. There's not many cards in this particular section. So it's a very powerful one. And this one is, exactly what it says, cracked open, it's happening for you, not to you. So it's telling me that this week there is potential for some things that you're thinking about, some things that you're talking about, some things that are very much happening inside your mind there's room for you to feel like things are happening to you, like you're a bit of a victim, like things are going in a way that you didn't intend originally, and that you're a kind of like a bit, oh, why is this happening to me? This isn't fair. So this is reminding you this week to make sure that you are taking that time to actually reframe these things, because everything that is happening, everything that you're going through is happening for you. Even the things that look like losses, even the things that look like the universe taking something away, even when it looks like there's something that you really wanted that isn't happening the way that you wanted, it is actually happening for you. There's a beautiful saying that I love, which is, you will never know all of the ways that the universe has saved you from catastrophe, right? So we only know, obviously, what has happened. We only know the choices we did make. We only know the circumstances and the miracles and the chances that did happen. You're never going to know if you did happen to, go down that particular, you took that left turn when you could have gone straight and you avoided a collision and you avoided a car accident or whatever it is. You're never going to know that because you didn't make that choice, right? So you're never going to know all the ways that the universe is actually looking out for you. But this is really, really important to understand this week, because that energy is coming through that might be triggering you a little bit. And it's a real reminder to come back to understanding this is happening for me, not to me. And that's also rather than just telling yourself that, frame it as a question. So when something is happening that isn't what you would call ideal, or the way that you wanted things to be, or the way that you would ideally love them to be, ask yourself, if this is happening for me, now what? If this is happening for my highest good, now what, right? And from that point, you can go, okay, so if I believe that everything is actually aligning for me exactly the way that I would most want it and desire it, now what? What's my next move? So that's the first card for this week, for the mind. So that's something you're going to be aware of, something you're going to be feeling into, and something that you're going to be kind of thinking about in some way. So the second card is for the body. So this is more of the tangible, physical, what's happening in your immediate environment, situations, circumstances, people around you, that kind of thing. So, and this one flew out pretty powerfully, so that's interesting. Okay, we have the Keepers of the Earth. Keepers of the Earth is the card. And it says underneath, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. So this is interesting because this is more of a deeper kind of card. However, it's come through in the physical here. So this is telling me that this week you are going to be very well aware of who is actually in your corner. People are going to make themselves known. People are going to make it very clear. And people are going to make it clear if they're not, right? So this is a week to pay attention, because this is the more subtle realms of the kind of the underworld, the underlying your spirits, your spirit guides, God, source, energy, whatever it is that you want to believe. All of this energy that supports you this week is going to make itself very, very known in a tangible way. So be on the lookout for it. Look for signs, look for ways that you notice, wow, okay, this is the universe actually speaking through to me and saying, I'm supporting you in this, I'm guiding you in this, I'm here with you in this. And like I said, at the same time, pay attention to other circumstances around you or other people around you that make it very clear that they're not, right? That I feel like for some of you this week, there are going to be certain people that you might have held in quite high esteem, that you might have thought were in your corner, that are going to make it very clear by their actions that they are not, right? And so it's important to pay attention, because there's that saying, right, that don't pay attention so much to what people tell you, pay attention to what people do. Their actions will always speak louder than words, right? That's what it feels like this week. Everyone's intentions are going to be made very, very clear by their actions. And those that are really in your corner, and the way that the universe is actually in your corner, is going to come through in a very physical and tangible way that you can pick up on. So do pay attention to that. You have a lot of support around you, and it's about to make itself very clear in the physical, in the 3D this week. Third card that we have is for the soul. Okay, and we've had this one come up a little bit over the last few weeks, so this is interesting. We have the Age of Light. The Age of Light. So this one underneath says, you've been training for this for lifetimes. So this is telling me that all of this stuff that we've been talking about for this week, this is all been coming to a head. This is all very karmic. This is all very much about cycles. Things are finishing, things are starting. Like I said at the start of the week, before I did the card reading, that I was feeling that sort of fresh energy. I feel like there's some sort of renewal happening this week, and this is that underlying energy, the age of light, knowing that you've been training for this for lifetimes, what you've been going through, the situations, the circumstances, the lessons, the growth, because you've been going through that, this has brought you here for a reason, and continue to move through it, right? This isn't something that you're meant to be stagnant on. I'm very much feeling a very momentum, lots of energy, lots of drive, lots of moving forward this week. So definitely focus on that, because you have that sort of subconscious energy driving you this week. And there's a really sort of karmic undercurrent to this of you're prepared. You're ready for this. If there's someone in your life that is no longer in your court, is no longer in your support system, and they're making that clear, it's time to let them go. It's time to move on. If there's some way that you're realizing, wow, the universe is really responding to me this way, this person is really supporting me in this way, it's time to embrace that and take that in and understand that you deserve that. And this is all part of your cycle here. So there's a lot coming through this week that feels quite a lot of power, quite a lot of change, quite a lot of fresh energy. The other thing I just wanted to quickly add on as well with the first card, the ever unfolding rose, aside from that, what I spoke about with, it's happening for you, not to you. It's that part about it being the ever unfolding rose. It's like all of the rose will shed its petals, right? And more will come, and more will come, and more will come. And it's a constant rejuvenation, and there is no loss, there is no end. So if the rose knows that it's always unfolding, that there's always more, then losing those petals is just a part of the process. It's not something to be afraid of, ashamed of, worried about, grieving about. It is just a part of the process that you are always unfolding. You are always growing. So that's the energies for this week. I feel like there's so much in that. I just forgotten everything that I've said there, so I'm not even going to try and summarize it. You can rewatch as many times as you need, but I would love to hear how that resonates. How does that land for you? How are you feeling about this week? And let's go ahead and draw some of the bonus cards for the pick a card reading for this week. So again, we'll be using the Moonology Messages Oracle deck by Yasmin Boland. Beautiful. And again, I have shuffled all of these cards already quite intensely. So I'm going to shuffle, and I'm going to pull 3 cards. I will hold them up one by one with not seeing what it is, and you can choose, and you can take a moment to tune in, just ground into your body, center into yourself, and see which card feels like it has an extra message for you for this week. So let's go ahead and see what 3 cards want to come through for this one. Now, this deck doesn't shuffle always as easily as the others, so sometimes I do need to actually pull cards. Oh, okay, no, the first one did want to come out. Excellent. All right. Oh, second one as well. Wow. Fresh. Oh, and third one. Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow. Like I said, fresh energy. Things are changing this week. Things are just, this is the first time that cards have flown out of this deck for me, because it's a newer deck. It takes a while to kind of ease into it, and the cards like to stick together. So every other time that I've actually used this deck, I've had to pull the cards, just actually pull it from the top or from wherever I feel intuitively is right. This is the first time they've flown out. So there you go. Live on the recording, you can see things are changing. There is movement in the air. So I'm going to pull up the 3 cards. Again, take a moment, just take a deep breath, ground into your body, roll your shoulders around, and feel into which card has an extra message for you this week. So card number 1 is this one. Okay, this is card number 1 for the bonus message. Card number 2. This is card number 2 for the bonus message. And card number 3 for the bonus message. So feel into which one you're finding has that message for you, and let's go ahead and reveal. So card number 1, I'm going to actually read from the guidebook for this one because I do love these ones. So card number 1 we have the day moon, and love is the word on there. Day moon, there we go, you can see that there, and love. So let's read this. Okay, there's something miraculous about seeing the moon during the day, agreed? And there's something even more miraculous about love. There is also something miraculous afoot, quite possibly to do with love, when you draw this card. It suggests that although there still may be challenges, and aren't there always challenges in relationships, you have a relationship that's worth thinking about. Love is dawning, love is rising like the day moon. If you're in a troubled relationship of any kind, personal or professional, take this card as a sign that the toughest obstacles are behind you. The way to find partnership happiness now is to remove your ego from the situation and allow the purity of your feelings to guide you. If you're attracted to someone, this card is a sign to show your feelings. Even in a non-romantic situation, the message of this card is similar. It's crucial to show someone else involved in your question how you feel. Your feelings are more important than your ego. Better days are dawning. Blue skies are ahead of you. Live for love, and love will live for you. There you go. Interesting. So that is the extra message for you this week if you chose card number 1. Some of that love energy, some of that day moon, expressing yourself, being that open person. Card number 2, if you did choose card number 2 for the bonus reading, we have moon circle, or moon circles, sorry. And the key word there is support. Moon circles and support. So let's read this one. When this card comes up, it's time to call in your people. Find the people who matter the most to you, to whom you also matter, and spend some time with them. There is wisdom to be found in gathering together with others, and right now you could use that wisdom. You just need 1 or 2 close friends or relatives. The first ones that spring to mind are probably right. Let them know how you're feeling. Seek their advice and support. Sometimes we put on such a brave face that the rest of the world has no clue what we're going through, that we're going through something. Remember the old saying, a problem shared is a problem halved. It's okay to be vulnerable with the people who care about you. Depending on when you draw this card, getting together with friends for a new moon or full moon circle could be just what the cosmos ordered. Interesting. So we have another card that's kind of asking you to be honest, right? To really get into the feelings. But this one's more about the connection, about reaching out for that support, whereas the previous card was a little bit more general, I guess, about just being honest about your situation. And let's see what card number 3 has, if this is the card that you chose for your extra bonus message. We have drawing down the moon, knowledge. Drawing down the moon, knowledge. Interesting. I haven't seen this one yet, so here we go. There are some things we know because we learn them the old-fashioned or traditional way, and there are some things we know because we intuit them, instinctively and on an energetic level. Drawing this card suggests that you're wiser than you know, but that to answer your question, you will need sacred knowledge that can't be found in a book or online. You are therefore advised to go within and call the goddess to you. Channel her thoughts and then journal about your experience. If you have a favorite goddess you like to work with, call her in. Alternatively, explore which goddess appeals to you and call her in by asking her to come to you in meditation. Or simply close your eyes and ask, which goddess wants to come to me? However you do this process, ask the goddess to transmit the information you need. Whenever this card appears, it's also a reminder to stay on track with your moon practices. Set intentions at the new moon and release them to the divine at the full moon. Beautiful. So that's the extra message if you chose card number 3 from our deck. So that's the extra bonus messages for you for this week. I'd love to know which card you chose and how that resonates. If you already have a feeling what this is about for you, please feel free to pop a comment in. I do love to hear from you. And that's it. We're going to leave it there. So I'm very curious to see how this week unfolds for you. Please feel free to pop any comments, any thoughts, any questions as well in here. I do always refer back. And I will see you next week for next week's reading, which, like I said, we are going into the second half of the year suddenly. This is the last week of June, last week of the first half of 2024. So very excited to see what's to come. Hope you have an amazing week. Sending you so much love. Mwah. Bye.